Hi everyone, it's Shannon, aka QB Crossing. I hope you are having a wonderful day so far. Today we are back with another Dream Island tour, and this one is really the perfect mix of natural and structured. It has a fishing town vibe to it, but also just some really cool, interesting builds, great views, just tons of inspiration all around. So I cannot wait to get into this one, so let's dive in. Okay, so first things first, let's check out the island map. Let's see what's going on here. So this is the island of Veilstone. This island is by Horrible Gaming, aka Nora. You guys may know her. She has a amazing YouTube channel, and also her Instagram account is just perfect. She does so many different island themes and she works so fast. And when I tell you that her islands are some of the best I have ever seen, I am not even being dramatic. So I cannot wait to show you guys this one today. We have lots of really cute villagers on this island. The dream address is on the screen as well as in the description, and all of her socials as well. This island is a mix of like natural and structured. I would say it's mostly structured, kind of a city vibe. So I think that map is like really kind of showing that it is a very like organized city just by the way that the terraforming looks. We do have a little bit of natural waterscaping in that bottom left corner. So either way, I cannot wait to see how this looks. So let's just get started here. So we do have a blue airport, and right off the bat we enter into this gorgeous little fishing town. I am obsessed with the codes that she's using. I love this little like concrete pathing, this pavement with all the leaves on it. I really like that we're getting a good mix of nature with this very like structured kind of city feel, and I'm definitely getting the fishing vibe as well. I'm already seeing some boats in the distance, and I just feel like the items and the color palette, it just works really nicely with what she's going for with this kind of like port island. And all of the elements, I always get so much inspiration from Nora's city islands with just the way that she decorates on these codes. If you're like me and you're used to natural islands, it could be really hard to figure out how to fill up space without like bushes and flowers. So I love the ideas that we have here just with the items she's using, like the scattered papers or the bikes, just tons of really great ideas for how to decorate around a city. I think I am going to go to the left first. I already feel like my rep is moving this way, so we're going to just continue over here. Tons of amazing views all throughout. And I love that we have just so many realistic elements from the cars and the boats, just the way that they're placed. And I don't know, everything about it, it just feels so perfect, yet still very like organic and not too overly kind of staged, if that makes sense. So really loving this. I'm also really liking that we are getting a bridge and some waterscaping over to the left. I don't think we can get over there from this way, so I'm going to continue up along this kind of road code up here and see where this takes us and what the view looks like from over here. So we do have another bridge, and it looks like this actually leads us to that natural part of the island that we were kind of seeing on the map before. So look at this gorgeous little double bridge moment over here. It's funny because every time I talk to Nora, she says that she's not good at natural islands, but her waterscaping here and her decoration for these more natural elements is really so amazing. And she equally gives us inspiration for these natural areas and the city areas. So I am just honestly already really in awe of this island. This little skinny waterway to the left, that's such good terraforming. I'm honestly really inspired just by the way that she did this little kind of shaping of the water over here. It looks really amazing. And I just want to see if I come back up here, if I missed anything. Okay, no. I just didn't know how far up we were on the island at the moment, so I wanted to make sure we do not miss like even an inch of this island. But this was that bridge we were seeing before, so you can kind of access this little area over here. Again, lots of those like fishing elements, very much a little fishing village aesthetic all throughout here. So now we're going to go over this bridge, and again, like her natural areas are really so good. Like one of my favorite things to do, which is doing over to the left, is actually terraform a little piece of land on top of your waterscaping, add some natural elements, and you have such a interesting view and layout, and it really just comes together so beautifully. And look at this leads to a villager house, and this is just a really gorgeous view right here. The bridge leading up to this little neighborhood and kind of transitioning us from this more natural area to the structured side of the island. So let's kind of continue up over this way and see what's going on. I absolutely love when you can see a like road code behind a house. We're definitely getting that here. You can see the road behind here, and even like the car in the distance. It's just so good. I really need to just like take a master class from Nora on city like layouts, because it's so hard to do, and every time I come onto one of her islands it just feels so effortlessly done. So absolutely just in awe once again. This is a little neighborhood over here, so we have another house behind, and then it kind of leads us over to this road here. And I think I'm actually going to continue back because I want to see the rest of the left side before we come up closer to the front and to the right of the island. So again, great just inspiration all throughout here when it comes to decorating on top of these codes, even putting the ducks on the like kind of pavement over here. Such a great idea. I've never thought to do that. And then over to the left we have some bike parking. This is a really creative way if you need to kind of like end off a road code or layout that you're working on. This is a great way to deal with these edges over here. Have a little parking lot, or as Nora did here, a little spot for some bike parking. So smart. And then coming up here, we have a bakery. This is really so good. I love that she's creating these little shops and spaces when there's no building to work with. So we all know that we only have a certain amount of houses to work with, a certain amount of buildings. So creating things like this, like these faux buildings, using the walls and just getting creative with all of these like food items that we have is really so smart and adds so much to just your overall island and all the different areas that you can create on your island. Then coming back here, we have just some other great little ideas for like evening out these pathways and filling up some of these like side areas. So a little bit of a space maybe to buy some milk over here because we have the milk cans and a menu sign. Just, oh my gosh, I could honestly like overanalyze every little part of this island because there's so much inspiration to take, but I will keep it moving. So I'm going to go up at this incline up here, and it looks like we're at like the very back left of the island, and I love this. I've seen this before, and if you've watched my videos, you will know that I love when people have a little boardwalk at the back of their island. I think it's so pretty and such a nice way to really take advantage of the views that we have on the back of our island. Like looking over at the water and the ocean is so beautiful, and it's just such an amazing little idea here. So I really love that. Really just kind of fills in that space so beautifully. Up over here we have a little bit of a parking lot, and let's see where this is leading us to. So we have another villager house back here, and of course this is a fishing town, so we're seeing a lot of boats throughout. She's also using those evergreen ash items just to really add some more greenery to the space when she's not using actual trees, and I think it just first of all adds a little bit of texture, but also just some visual difference to your spaces. I think that that's a really great item to kind of use in mixture with the regular in-game trees. Coming over here, we have another villager house over that bridge. And then if we continue, I think I'm going to actually go forward this way. I feel like we'll make it over to the right side of the island later. So I do want to come wrap back up around this way. And let's see where we are now. I think that this is actually maybe this little land bridge area. And look at this. There's like all these little stalls, or not stalls, but like just kind of like little places to sit and eat and have a stunning view. The idea of putting that little guitar on top of the barrel is so sweet. And this is actually a land bridge, so we're seeing some really cool stuff on the lower level. I'm gonna open up my camera because there's a ton of beauty going on here. This is actually reminding me of like maybe more of like a canal, and we're on top of this little waterway where all of the bridges are not bridges, all of the boats are on each side. Of course, this is so fitting for that fishing town. I love that kind of water code that she's using. As you can see here, it's great to use if you want this kind of fishing village vibe, and you can put items on top of it since it's a code, so it just works so well. I really am just in awe of this little land bridge area over here. I think that this really just like ties together the island so beautifully. I think we'll go over to the left since we were really checking out the left side of the island before, but look at this stunning little lookout area. Oh my gosh, that is really... Can you believe that this is Animal Crossing? Sometimes I have to look at these amazing islands that creators come up with, and I really just am totally in awe. Like, we're getting such a beautiful view of this dock below and just like the water below here with the boats on it, these bikes parked, and that bridge in the background. It is so unbelievably stunning. If we continue over this way, we have other little seating areas and then this little incline, which would take us back down here and bring us over. I'm gonna try to see if I can figure out where, oops, my character sat down. If I could see where this leads us over to if we had passed by this before. I don't think we have, so this is another little like parking lot area which leads over to this seafood restaurant, which of course makes sense for this little fishing town. There would be, I would hope, a seafood restaurant over here. And again, she's really getting creative with creating these like faux buildings and faux restaurants, places to go. I love the way that this looks. That little seafood sign is so charming, and just the little ways that she's filled up these areas with the bistro tables and then the other kind of table settings with the fish on them. It is really so creative. I am just such a fan, of course, of everything that Nora does, but it's because of this. These islands are always so well done. So I'm going to continue up this way. I want to make sure we didn't miss anything to the left of the island. So we have this gorgeous diagonal code going on here, and you could just see how beautifully like everything connects here. And this is what is really hard to do with city islands, in my opinion, is getting everything to flow and connect nicely. As you can see, we were over in this area before. That's where the bike parking was. So I'm going to continue up this way and make sure that we've really just seen everything over to the left side of the island, which I believe we have. We saw those other villager houses here before. I believe we did, right? Yes, this is where those other kind of little neighborhood settings were. So we're going to come up here and now make our way to like the right and the middle of the island. So we have some more of this like bike parking over here, and then lots of cute little areas just all throughout here, places to sit and just really relax amongst this stunning island. I don't know if I can get through anywhere over here. I think there is a way to go up a little bit further, and I'm not sure if it would be through here where we were before. I don't think so. I feel like I was already towards the front of the island, but I'm gonna just like loop back around again to make sure that I did not miss anything. Oops, this is not the way to go. We're gonna just continue and go back by where the entrance was. I want to like now continue from the right side of the island so that of course we can get every inch of this island. So this is back over by where that entrance was. So if we were to go to the right, this is where we would have went. And again, just the way that this island is flowing, this gorgeous concrete or like road pathing just works really nicely on her island. And then if we follow this pathway back a little bit, I think that I saw something over here, and this is a little bakery area. So again, she's making these little restaurants, getting so creative with the way that she's laying out these walls and these different little items. I'm going to move back a little bit farther so we can see all the work that went into this little like bar area. This is so good. Oh my gosh. That is really just so creative to me. I love that she's using those little cases up there to really show all of the items that the bakery is selling. It really just makes it feel so real. And I think, like I've said before, that's really what stands out to me about these city islands that Nora does, is that they just feel very realistic, and that is really hard to pull off, in my opinion. Making anything in Animal Crossing feel realistic is just really hard to do, and that's why I think so many of us are drawn to islands like this, because it just is unbelievable that it was done in Animal Crossing. So following this really stunning pathway over here, look at this. I don't think I've seen this code before, but it has the most beautiful like pattern, I guess I would call it. Just the most stunning design for little centerpiece areas like this. That's so well done. I really like the way that she's using like these party light arches and then using that evergreen ash as a centerpiece right in front of resident services here. So yes, this takes us to resident services over here, and this is just so good. If we go over to the left, it looks like there's some little areas over here, just places to sit to the right of that cafe. And if we were to go up this incline, I just want to see where this would have taken us. And this is, okay, I see, this is back over by where that land bridge was. So I think we had maybe missed just this cute little area over here, this little place to sit, but really stunning. I guess while I'm over here, I did see that there's this other little incline that we can go down, and this was to the right of that land bridge, so you can get a little bit more of a view over here just of how much work she kind of did over to just create this stunning view. So lots of really cute things going on here. There's even a house back here to really fill in this view, and I mean, what a house that is, right on the water. That is really stunning. So I'm gonna come back up this incline over here and just take a look. There's other little places where you can just sit and look out over here. There's even this little area over here, over all the way to the right, which is just this little cute, almost like balcony area where you're getting, again, just the most insane views of her island. So really, honestly, I'm at a loss for words here, just with how good everything connects and how stunning all of these views are. I'm going to come back down because I know we've missed other things just more towards the front and right of the island. I'm sure we will connect back over there later, but I'm going to try to stay on track as best as I can. So again, we've seen lots of this little walkway over here, this stunning new code that we're seeing. And if we come up this way, this actually leads us to more of this kind of concrete road code again. And if we come up this way, there's actually a couple of houses over here, and they look so good. Again, with this just beautiful dock code, fits really well with this like city, this like fishing city feel. And I think she's customized these houses to look pretty similar, which makes a lot of sense. I think if you're trying to make a cohesive neighborhood, that's such a great little tool that we have now to customize our villager exteriors. So really smart. And then one of the rep houses over here, again, like a little dock vibe with some of these boats parked, really just fits and in so well, like a little puzzle piece. It's so good. I just love the mix of like the road code over here and then that more like gorgeous like patterned brick code. It's really so stunning to just walk around and look at. And if we come up over here, this is like all the way to the right of the island. So we're seeing a little bit of more of this dock over here. I think maybe if we come around this way, like around Shep over here, we may be able to see a bit more, but really just beautiful. Every little inch of this island is so well done, and I love that because I think it's really easy to just like spend a lot of energy on like a couple of sections of our islands, but every little area of this island is so cohesive, so beautiful. I could really spend hours talking about every little section here. So moving on from that, we have another little kind of cafe over here. These bistro tables are just very fitting with this color palette. And then back here we have another little cafe, and she's again doing this amazing like job with these little like walls and the castle items, because it really does help the island feel a lot more full. It gives just more interest around the entire island, and it just makes it once again feel more realistic to have these spaces. I am so bad at using those wall items, so I guess if I ever need inspiration, I'm gonna come to Nora because it looks really good. It also matches the brick code that she's using really nicely, so it's like just the perfect combination here. Okay, we're gonna follow this little area around here. I wanna see what's behind the cafe. Just lots more of these gorgeous little like transition areas. I think it's like interesting to see how people who do city islands approach transition areas, because it's so different from those of us who may do natural islands. So I just think there's so much to learn and so much inspiration from an island like this. Also, the symmetry over here with these like two facing inclines and the gazebo is so spot on. I am loving it. I'm gonna follow through this archway over here and see what's going on. Looks like we have a little flower shop. I love this, and I think that this actually connects back over to where we were before. This is where that like lower level that we were looking at by the land bridge is. So everything's starting to connect for me now. I feel like if I came to this island again, I would know my way around. But I love this idea. Once again, a very creative idea with a little faux shop or creating these little cute areas. I know a lot of times we've run out of ideas on what to do for our islands or little spaces to make. So there's just so much inspiration with this one. Look at this. Oh my goodness. This is this like stunning, like fancy garden vibe over here. We have some of the ducks on this little pond and then a dessert space. I love this. This kind of reminds me of when I went to Spain, where I actually got engaged. Actually, it's been almost 2 years since I've been engaged, and there was just so many stunning gardens in Spain, and this is really giving me just so many beautiful memories. It has a very like European vibe over here. I'm gonna come back up over here, and let's see, actually before I come up here, let's just follow back this way, because I don't know if we'll be back to the very back of the island again. So I just want to see where this little boardwalk takes us. I think this is just another way that you can kind of get around the island. I think that this may be back over by that bridge we saw before. Yes. So once again, everything is connecting for us. There are lots of different ways that you can get around this island. So there is this kind of walkway in the back if you visit this island and you know, happen to explore that way as well. So we're gonna come down this incline now. Oh my gosh, this actually takes us over to this lower level that we were looking at before. I didn't realize that this area was accessible, but of course it is. This is such a great idea to make all of these little areas accessible, because of course she put a ton of work into all of this. So I love that you can just come get a closer look and really explore the whole dock area down here. So I think I'm going to come back up around this way. How did I get through here before? Was it just, oh, I see. This little like narrow walkway over here. We are going to kind of make our way back around to the front of the island. I feel like we've seen most of the island, but I just want to make sure that we didn't miss anything. There's this little, oh my gosh, she made the peninsula accessible as well. I didn't even realize that. I'm glad that we came back around this way, because look at this gorgeous peninsula idea. Also, I feel like I've never seen that color of the gazebo, and it's really beautiful. I really like how nicely it matches the brick bridge, and her campsite is over here. How nice. I don't think that the beaches are like fully decorated, so we're not gonna go too deep into the beaches. I don't think the interiors are done either, so we're really focusing on just the overall island here. If we come back up this way, this takes us again back over to this like land bridge area. So once again, everything just connecting and flowing so beautifully, and these transition areas are just so well done. So I'm gonna make my way back up here. I think we're actually back over by resident services now. I do think that we may have seen everything on this island. I'm not gonna lie, this may be one of my favorite islands of all time. I just love the mix of natural and structured. If you know me, you've probably heard me say that before, but I just love that you kind of get the best of both worlds, and it's just something about seeing all this greenery amongst a like more realistic town that is so satisfying to me. So let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye.